Good morning, good morning. This is Facebook Live. We're going on Society's Shame. I usually do it on my page, but I'm starting a new thing. I'm going to be doing this on Society's Shame on a daily basis at 8 a.m. on a daily basis. We're going to talk about Baltimore. We're going to talk about Maryland's politics. We're going to talk about the politicians. And we're going to name you. It's going to be Society's Shame. When Martin Luther King was on Earth, when he was here in Chicago, he did the campaign of public shame. So I'm going to publicly shame you. When I name you, take it. If you don't feel it, if you say something about it. I started this in 2006. Governor O'Malley approved the program. It was the Shorty program. I made a $100 bet about the play-to-play politics in Maryland. How much money you make off of black bodies, your prison industry. Talking about your homeless community. All right. Word on the street. I'm the founding member of the Baltimore block. You can Google search me. I'm on the terrorist watch list. I'm on the terrorist watch list because you charged me with terrorism for putting toilets out in front of public facilities. Nick Mosby, Marilyn Mosby. Kurt Anderson. We're going to publicly shame y'all. All right? We're going to talk about black faces carrying out a white agenda of mass incarceration in the prison industry. We're going to talk about homelessness. Like I said, this is 13 years of putting this together. All right? We talk about homelessness. I'm going to give you 30 minutes a day. In 30 minutes a day, I'm going to break Baltimore down. I'm going to give you the great white hope. All right? The audacity of hope. When President Obama was elected for 12 years, he didn't do nothing for us as a community, as a people. I'm not from Baltimore. I'm from Chicago. I'm from Lake County, Illinois. I'm from a place called Zion. So I'm not from around here, but I've been here since 1991. I came here straight out of the penitentiary on the interstate compact. I'm going to show you about money. I'm going to show you about the art of getting money. I'm going to show you about slavery. We traded the penitentiary for the plantation, cotton for cocaine, and we the cash crop. Ain't nothing changed in 400 years in America. No matter how much money you got, no matter how much social privilege you got, you still black. Bill Cosby showed you that. OJ showed you that. Tyrone West showed you that. Anthony Anderson showed you that. Sandra Bland showed you that. I'm going to show you that. This is Governor O'Malley, Mayor O'Malley. It's the Get Shorty program. So you're going to get more shorty than you can stand. All right? It's about your prison industry and the money you make off of black bodies. You talk about the coronavirus that's going on right now, and you want to let the inmates out of jail. The inmates didn't bring the coronavirus inside the prisons. The inmates didn't bring it inside the prisons. The guards did. The only reason you want to let the prisoners out is to give the appearance that you care and you don't. If you let them out, where they going to live? A lot of the inmates is homeless. They don't have no families to go to. They don't have a residency. And if you let them out, they just locked up again because they can't go to work. They can't go to work. They got to report. You're just creating another burden on another family and another body. You know what I'm saying? So my suggestion, since I'm a prisoner's right advocate, let the ones go that deserve to go, that serve their time. That's the law. If you got 120 days in a speedy trial and you violate my speedy trial, let them go. It ain't their fault that they ain't going to court. You can still take them to court. They got a system called the nomad system. You know, nobody got to be in the room. You can be more than 6 feet. You can set up a nomad system and relieve a lot of burden in the court. That's number one. Number two, Inmates that got outdates, supposed to let them go. Guards bring that coronavirus in, so you need testing facilities outside the facilities before they go in and go out. You need the thermometers and all that shit that they was doing at the airport. You need that at Patuxent. You needed at Jessup. You needed at Hagerstown. Yeah. You needed the Baltimore County Detention Center. You needed at Lake County Detention Center. You needed the Baltimore City Detention Center. You needed a juvenile facility. You need that. Prisoners' right advocate. And I've been advocating for inmates since 1986. I'm an honorably discharged veteran of the United States Navy. So when I say things about people, when I say I can back it up. I'm just not running my mouth. I'm just not putting on a show. Talking about the Supreme Court and Dred Scott. In 1857, Dred Scott was a slave. He was a slave in one state and a free man in another. He was a free man in Missouri because Missouri was a territory, it wasn't a state. But he was a slave in Illinois. So I'm giving you some history. Dred Scott was the catalyst for the Civil War that created the Civil War between the North and the South, industry and slave labor, the Industrial Revolution, money. In the South, black bodies was valuable to pick cotton. In the North, it was valuable to make steel, to kill hogs, to plant corn. Racism don't work without black cooperation. And these are the black faces that help it cooperate. These are your public and elected officials that write the laws to incarcerate you. All right? So society shame. Martin Luther King had a campaign of public shame. What he did is he shamed people. He didn't fight you. He didn't do nothing. He just shamed you. He marched on Washington. He shut down the bus services. He had the garbage men strike. We're not going to do what Martin did in the 60s. I don't need 1 million people to march. I need 1 million people to pay attention. We got social media, so we're going to use social media for social change. If I talk too fast for you, put it on rewind and listen a little bit better. Maldonado ran for office. When he ran for office, y'all passed gay marriage and marriage equality and all that. At the same time, y'all was pushing stop and frisk and zero tolerance. It was a trade-off. One hand was watching this while y'all was sticking us on that. I told y'all about it. I told you about the gun task force back in 2006 when they was robbing drug dealers and shit then. In 2010, they came in my house and put guns to my head. I told Lafferty all about it. Yeah, y'all knew all about it. Told Sidnord about it. Our public officials are not representing the communities in which they represent. Baltimore County delegation knew all about this because y'all make a lot of money off of black bodies in Baltimore County. That's Boss Hogg right there. He can't stand us. He had me through out of a couple events. That's like the Donald Trump of Baltimore County. All right? That's the Donald Trump of Baltimore County. Y'all want to push opioid abuses and give treatment for opioids, and you still want to incarcerate us for bags of weed and other little simple shit. You want to still go after cocaine and heroin, but you want to give treatment to your kids and send them to treatment facilities. No drug records, none of that. Criminalization of their lifestyle. But us, you want to give us 20 and 30, 40 and 50 years. These are the black faces that sell out Baltimore. You can ask Thelma Branch about Councilman Welch's retirement party on December the 10th, 2010. Yeah. Sheila Dixon called y'all called the city council the dirty dozen. You ask Sheila Dixon. Commissioner Belfield. Yeah. Miss Stephanie Rollins Blake just took over. It was her first Christmas party. I know all y'all's business and your history. Cheryl Glenn. Yeah. She worked for Bobby Zirkin. That was his lapdog. Cheryl Glenn got jammed up and she let Bobby Zirkin slide. Corey McCrae, we done did books and barbecue together. I done gave out thousands and thousands of books at your job, at your mother's rec center, and nobody want to talk about giving me access to the grand jury. That's Clippinger. He's on the Judiciary Committee. Clippinger. Yeah. Vanessa Attenberry. We're going to talk about the evidence that y'all got to expose the corruption to send white people to jail. Because, see, y'all don't want to send white people to jail. Y'all sent Pugh to jail. You sent Nathaniel Oates to jail. But you ain't did nothing about Bobby Zirkin. You ain't did nothing about Scott Shellenberger. You ain't did nothing against Judge Turnbull. Judge Turnbull dead. But you got a lot of judges that Governor O'Malley put in place to keep that corruption going. I know what corruption is because I come from Chicago. If you Google Operation Grey Lord, take the template of Operation Grey Lord and use it right here, right now. I can show you the private judges. I can show you the judges, the lawyers, and the politicians that get paid off of this. I can go to your 401ks and your surety bonds because money count itself. We're talking about your elected officials. We're going to publicly shame you because I'm damn sure going to name you. I've been down to Annapolis testifying for the longest. My first time down in Annapolis, I came down there with Sharon Galloway, and we went down there, and it's called Puppet Law. Speaker Miller was there. Shook his hand. We got it on YouTube. Got a YouTube channel for that. All right? So anything I say is backed up on film. I got 13 years of film in Baltimore City and 13 years of film in Baltimore County. The state participated in fraud. They stole. They got their hand in the wrong cookie jar. And the state owed me money. I got pictures with Barbara Robinson. Nathaniel Oates said when he come out, he willing to testify to give variance to what I'm talking about. Y'all have seen me testify 1,000 times in Annapolis. Yeah. We're talking about brown money because when Governor O'Malley went to India and Pakistan and the Middle East in his last 6 months, he brought a lot of brown money back. That's why Theroux is here. Theroux got a lot of that money was laundered through the brown community. And a lot of those people live on Falls Road. Falls Road down in Cockeysville. They built a lot of houses out there. They have their communities out there. And I've been knowing them since 2004. I'm a caterer. I've been in their houses. Ask Judge Janae. She used to live on Falls Road. 11948 Falls Road, Cockeysville, Maryland. Judge Janae. Ask David Irwin. He lives out there. All right. I'm a caterer. Ask Senator Kelly Insurance. He lives on Applecroft Road. You got Secret Service that live out there. You got judges from Washington, D.C. that live out there. You got a lot of people that live out in Cockeysville all the way up to Mount Carmel that know me. So when I talk about these individuals, I can back up what I say. Now, Theroux got that money. Y'all ain't said nothing about Theroux and his money. Fox 45 ain't investigating Theroux and his money, but let's investigate this money. All right, let's go after his money. Then we're going to talk to the new speaker because she ain't said 2 words to me. I gave her a whistleblower's application, and I gave her that when she became speaker. She was in the room in Baltimore County with Sheila Roof and other individuals when the Baltimore County Council refused to return my property or compensate me for my losses. It's when y'all gave the black lady her job at Baltimore County Detention Center because she was the first black female, chief, commander. Now you're senator, not delegate anymore. You took over Bobby Zirkin's spot. And you ain't opened your mouth about the money in the prison industry neither. You got out. You doing book tours with Governor Ehrlich. But you was on the judiciary. When Governor O'Malley was in office, he had 9 judges. Those 9 judges had 5 friends. Governor O'Malley's wife was in renter's court. All right? And they made money off of black bodies. If you do an audit, a physical, a fiduciary audit on the courts in Baltimore City and Baltimore County, money count itself. And it ain't hard to prove what I'm talking about. That's Pat Young. Been to your office thousands of times, took pictures. Oh, you can't help me. Your job, your elected official. You took an oath of office to defend my rights. That's President B. Miller, all right? Before he got sick. You go on YouTube, got a thing called Puppet Law. Puppet Law. Me and him shook hands. And look at the videos on Puppet Law. Terry Hill, you don't want to say nothing to me. All you want to talk about is pretty teeth. Delegate Lamb, I came to y'all. I gave y'all the paperwork. I put it in your hands, and you ain't did nothing with it. I came there on the first day of session and asked to access the grand jury. I don't want no new laws. I want the laws that's on the books to exist to work for me. I filed my criminal complaints, but I get no due process and no equal protection. Senator Broshin, all right? Senator Pullum. All of y'all know about this, but none of y'all want to talk about it. None of y'all want to address it. None of y'all want to deal with it. I gave Nathaniel McFadden the Minority Report. I gave Nathaniel McFadden the Minority Report, and I had a witness when I did it. I didn't give it to him. I made this white lady give it to him. So they took it because it came from the white lady. When he read it and found out what it was about, he sent it back. He sent it back. I gave the Minority Report to I gave 13 I gave 13 of them out. All right. And graphic imaging printed them up. I gave one to Nathaniel McFadden. I gave one to Governor O'Malley. I gave one to Lieutenant Governor Brown. I gave one to Mike Shue. I gave one to Stephen Janis. I gave one to Adam May. I sent one to President Obama. And I got the rest. I got the rest. And they're on a PDF file. I put everything on a PDF file in the event of my death because y'all killing activists. You killed Mark. You killed Medgar Evers. You killed Nipsey. You killed Officer DeSutter. You killed policemen. You killed Tolbert. You killed Tyrone West. You killed Maurice Donald Johnson. So what makes you think that you won't kill me? Killing me? I ain't scared of dying. It's part of being an activist. I've been to jail. I ain't scared of jail. You're the speaker. You're the head dog now. All right? You're the head dog now. Society shame. Mr. Ferguson, I need you to give me access to the grand jury. Senator Ferguson. Speaker Jones. Delegate Clippinger. I need access to the grand jury under Senate Bill 374. And unless I get access to the grand jury, I go to the Supreme Court under the writ of certiorari, Article 3 of the Constitution. I know the law. One way or the other. Frank Conway, your daddy destroyed evidence. Frank Conway Jr., your daddy destroyed a lot of evidence. Had a $54 million lawsuit. He destroyed that. And it was called I Am Dred Scott. Now, everything that I'm telling you, I put it in his hands. In the event of my death, Senator Antonio Hayes has my screenplay for Dred Scott. Anybody that's from the 70s, remember the movie Superfly? And at the end of the movie, Superfly gave the police that envelope, said, if anything happened to me, that's what I did to Senator Antonio Hayes. Not only did I do that, I had him sign my storyboard. Yeah. You contact Aaron Maben. He watched me do it, and I told him what I was going to do it, and Maben watched me make him do it. Costello signed it. Dante Hickman signed it. Pastor Hickman. Todd Oppenheimer signed it. It was all about Shellenberger and a movie about your politics and your politicians. Getting ready to take you downstairs in a minute. When this video run out at 8:30, I'm going to take you into the basement. I'm going to take you into the dungeon. I'm going to show you what this all about. Delegate Robin Lewis. Brooke Learman, you had the town hall the other day, Maryland Arts. This movie is a documentary. It's covered under the Constitution. Art and activism. I don't need 1 million people to march. I need 1 million people to pay attention. Yeah. Like I said, financing, money, fiduciary fraud. The state participated in it, and they're using their seats of power to conceal it. All I need is an audit. I haven't filed taxes. Not going to file taxes. And I'm going back to work. And I'm going to make you lock me up and charge me so we can take this to court. And I'm going to shame you in the courtroom. I'm going to shame each and every one of y'all in a courtroom. All right? Because we're going to talk about this. We're going to put it in front of a judge and a jury. We're going to show the corruption and the money y'all been making off of black bodies in Baltimore County. And we're going to show you how your law firm been making money off of black bodies in Baltimore County. Judge Turnbull's son's law firm, Bobby Zirkin and Bobby Zirkin's law firm. Those laws you wrote up was steering money into y'all's pockets. Operation Greylord. Senator Kelly went to jail? Or Glenn? Well, you got out before they came after you. But we're going to point the gun at you. We're going to let everybody see what you're really about. Because like I said, paperwork. Society shame. I'm going to shame you into showing you that blacks have no rights in which white America respects. I'm going to shame you into the justice system to show you that the justice system is racially oppressive and racially unbalanced. I'm going to shame each and every one of those individuals that I just showed you and some more. Because like I said, I went to the Supreme Court. Before I started this, I did my paperwork. I did my due diligence. That's the Supreme Court. Under Article 3 of the Supreme Court, that's a writ of certiorari. All right? That's a writ of certiorari. The state took property. The state falsely accused me. The state committed forgery. The state committed these crimes. And they did it through the courts. All right? And you did it through the courts. It's called checks and balances. No part of the government is stronger than the other. And you ain't stronger than the citizens. You're not stronger than the citizens because we make up the government. You work for us. We don't work for you. You got this set up like it's an irrational fraction. You got a numerator and you got a denominator. You got the shit flipped. We don't work for you. You work for us. We pay your salary. That's district court. Judge Bennett. See that? Richard McFeely, the FBI. Senate Bill 374. All right? I just know I know the law. I know how to read and write. Like Frederick Douglass. I'm an educated black man. That's 2007. Like I said, David Irwin. See that? 2007. My store on Falls Road. Case number 86 CF 4 86 CF 9293. That's about the war on drugs. That case right there was all about the war on drugs. I turned in guns and drugs to the police at the police station. I was found innocent of all charges. But in 1986, Judge Boris was States Attorney Boris. They stole $15,000 from me when I was a drug dealer. I wasn't a drug dealer. I was a nonprofit. I won my case on appeal and you didn't return my property. You didn't return it in 86. You didn't return it in 2008. And you didn't return it in 2011. 3 times the court stole property illegally. 3 times the court put me in jail illegally. And I was making a movie about it. Thanks for contacting my office, Governor Blagojevich. All right. In regards to your documentary, I will not be able to appear. All right. And that's Senator Ben Cardin's. That's 2007. I planted my seeds before all this came about. I knew I was going to get locked up. I wasn't scared of going to jail. I'm an ex-felon. I'm a convict. I know how to survive in jail. I gave you a reentry program. Barbara Mikulski in 2009. That's my Illinois number, Attorney General. And the ACLU had this too, because this is the ACLU. I am writing you this letter because, yeah, you got 138 inmates in Baltimore County Detention Center that the ACLU left in jail. The ACLU didn't even open their mouth. Now you got inmates in jail. You want to talk about you want to help them. You want to help them. No. You're exploiting our tragedies. You're exploiting our dispositions. If you want to help the inmates in Baltimore City and Baltimore County and Patuxent, if Jessup and Harrisburg, you want to help the prisoners and the inmates, put some body cameras on the guards. Put some body cameras on the guards. Put monitors inside the prisons so you can start cutting down some of this corruption and racism that's going on and abuses of power. Yeah. Put cameras in the courtrooms. Put cameras in the courtroom so the people can see how judges participate in this fraud. That's the ACLU. Like I said, I'm going to shame you. I'm going to name you and I'm going to shame you. That's 2005, 15. That's BOPA. That's the Creative Alliance. I've been a member of the Creative Alliance for the longest. And part of my art is my activism. Traded the penitentiary for the plantation, cotton for cocaine, and we the cash crop. I went home on vacation. I came back on probation. All right. Kai Jackson, Mary Mubala, Vic Carter, all of y'all know about this. All of y'all know about it because it was about y'all. One of the movies that I made, one of the 13 movies that I was doing was called Portraits of a Letter. You go on YouTube and get a clip of it. I think it's about 10 minutes long. Then there's another one about the prison industry. If you go to YouTube, Shorty's Voice, the first 5 videos show everything. Show the war on drugs, show your senators, your congressmen who wrote these laws, like Kwasi Mfume, Bill Clinton. We're talking about the 13th Amendment. Yeah. Right there. Senator Kurt. Like I said, Dred Scott. I'm a slave in one state and a free man in another. See the similarities? Interstate Commissioner, adult parole and probation, Illinois and Maryland. Y'all kidnapped me from my home at 1402 Lochner because I was going out to Las Vegas. I was going out to Las Vegas to sell this story to TMZ.com. I was selling it to Netflix. I was selling it to whoever. This was in 2011. Then you took everything I had in 2011 and destroyed it. Just took it and destroyed it. So I had to reshoot all the footage. I reshot all the footage. And I got a lot of the paperwork. Y'all did the Khalif Browder story, and you got the series on ABC about Mercy. Or y'all had the movie called Mercy. Dog, I got this. I got authentic. Like I said, public shame. I can name you and shame you. Publicly shame you. My shit is the prison industry and homelessness. And I got the prison industry on lock. On lock. FBI office in Baltimore. All right? FBI office in Baltimore. My mail has been tampered with. Y'all was destroying mail while I was locked up. That's a federal offense. And this is the federal government. And these are the inmates in Lake County, Illinois that asked to be heard. The ACLU left them in jail too. These are the inmates. Grand jury investigation. A grand jury investigation. Never happened. That's President Obama. See it? That's President Obama. Kerry Cogwa. So on that note, I'm getting ready to break y'all down. I'm getting ready to give you the underground now. I gave you 30 minutes. Now I'm getting ready to give you the rest of this. Getting ready to do it on here. Social media for social change. Getting ready to do it here. We mobile. Getting ready to go downstairs. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Holla. Now let me do it like this. Well, you got the gist of it. We're getting to go mobile now. All right? We're getting ready to go mobile now. Social media for social change. I don't need 1 million people to march. I need 1 million people to pay attention. Y'all made a bet. Y'all made a bet that y'all, like Martin Luther King said, you wrote a check with insufficient funds. You wrote a check that your ass can't cash. Now follow me downstairs. Get ready to cut this off upstairs. Get ready to go downstairs.